Hi, I'm Patty Blue Hayes, author, coach, and your guide to blossoming beyond heartbreak and cultivating hope as you sow the seeds of healing. Dealing with the holidays after the death of a loved one can be exceptionally challenging, as these occasions often shine a blinding light on your loss. Years ago, my father died just a week before Christmas, and even though we hadn't celebrated Christmas together in many years, I was not only consumed with grief for losing him, but also deeply saddened that my traditional family gathering wasn't going to happen. When you lose a loved one to death, you become starkly aware of how fragile life is and how things can change in an instant. When I've lost people to death, I get a sense of urgency to live life, both for the memory of them and for myself. I typically become hyper aware of sensory inputs, emotional states, and my general mental awareness of my thoughts and experiences is heightened. This has actually been a bit of a blessing in my experience of grieving loved ones who have died because it gives me a deep perspective on my own life. Let's talk about a few ways you might consider to help you through the holiday season. 1. A mitzvah. I don't practice a religion, but I am Jewish, and when my father died, I connected to the tradition of what's called a mitzvah. Anyone can do this. It's a way to honor the memory of your loved one by engaging in activities that may either have been meaningful to them or ones you do in their honor. Charity, acts of kindness, or even going to a place they enjoyed and sitting in remembrance of them can be a mitzvah. It's a way to keep their legacy alive and contribute positively to the world in their honor, and infusing your mourning process with positive actions in their name. The practice of a mitzvah aligns with the broader concept of tikkun olam, which means repairing the world or making the world a better place. I think it's a beautiful concept to consider when we're mourning a loved one, that their light can continue to shine through us. 2. Savor positive memories. Sometimes families avoid the fact that someone has died, and they just try to muster through the holiday traditions they've always had. This really isn't healthy, and if you're part of a family who may be denying the absence of the person who died, consider presenting the opportunity to reflect on positive and happy memories of the person you lost. It could be expressing a fond memory at the dinner table or going to a place they loved and sharing stories about them. Maybe you all gather together and plant a tree in their honor and talk about the impact that person has had on your life. Or maybe the family writes a collective card to the person who died, and you create a tradition of keeping a memory box in their honor that you contribute to throughout the year and open at the next holiday gathering. And even simply memorializing them with a photograph, some flowers, and lighting a candle as a family for them can be a quiet way to acknowledge their absence. For many months and even years after I'd lost my parents, I often comforted myself by wearing their favorite sweaters, my dad's old slippers, or my mom's jewelry. Having something of theirs that I could wear physically helped me feel connected to them. Grief, like the seasons, evolves, and each stage brings its own unique challenges and beauty. Winter may represent the depths of sadness. Let your memories be the sunlight that bathe the winter garden in warmth.